Hey everybody, it's me, Myra, at Down Home Money, a simple approach to financial freedom. It's Tuesday, it's my day, and I'm excited to be with you today. So today, let's talk money. More importantly, now more than ever, we got to get serious about every dollar we make. And I'm going to show you how. Okay, so, I don't know about you, but when I was raised, we didn't really talk a lot about money growing up. We didn't learn in school about money. We just didn't talk about money. And I knew my parents didn't have a lot, and I knew that, my mom would have to borrow money from me to give my brother and sister lunch money. And I knew that that was different, that other kids' parents weren't borrowing money from them. So I knew money was tight. My parents both worked full-time jobs, and then they would go and work part-time jobs at nighttime. They would go and work. So I knew that, money was tight. So I immediately, as the baby, had a lot of respect for money because I watched how my mom and dad worked so hard for it. So I watched how they, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with them because they were so busy working to make sure we had everything that we wanted. So I'm Generation X, the latchkey kids, and there's a great guy on Instagram. It cracks me up. He does all the 4 different generations, and he does them with the same scenario. It's hilarious, and I don't even know what his name is. But anyway, I love it because it's just hilarious because it's so accurate for how a Z would react, how a millennial would react, how an X would react, or how a baby boomer would react with the same situation. And anyway, it's true. And because we were called the latchkey kids, Generation X, I would come home, we'd eat, and then we'd pretty much do our homework, and my parents would leave to go do meetings at night, because they did Amway, and they did quite well in Amway, actually. And so they were gone at night, earning their second income while they taught school all day long. So anyway, with that said, it just gave me a respect for money. So immediately when I was in high school, I got 2 jobs and started earning money. And not only earning it, but saving it. Because I think that how you see money a lot of times is how you were raised around money. And, money is good for the good it can do. And all of us have different needs and wants, right? And I think it's more about getting under control what you feel is necessary. I think if you have this huge desire to drive a Rolls Royce, to live in this mansion and do all these very expensive things, you are going to be chasing the almighty dollar your whole life. That's just how it is. Because the more stuff you have, then the more money you have to make in order to have that. And I love the FIRE community, Financial Independent Retire Early community. I love that a lot of them are realizing that they love experiences. They don't really care about stuff. And it's a lot of the younger generation. It's a lot of millennials that have figured out that they don't want to work 12-hour days. My generation, we just worked all the time. We just worked all the time. So did the baby boomers, so that the next generations could have more stuff, right? And better, nicer. I mean, now you can go to a high school. It'd be nothing to see a student with a $200, $300 purse, or a $100 shirt, or $200 pair of jeans. I mean, it's just crazy. We've become such consumers, and we've taught the younger generations that that's important. It's like a status symbol, what you're wearing or whatever. So I just wanted to come to you today because I've really been thinking about this a lot. I'm seeing a lot of young people that their whole net worth is tied up in their closet. And I just feel like that we have got to do a better job and me included, getting the word out. I mean, I have nieces and nephews, and I have great nieces and nephews. I don't have any children, but it's just important that we help them discover that your worth is not tied up into how much money you have or how expensive that outfit was or what that car is that you're driving. Is it expensive? That is not, your worth is not tied to a number. It's all about inside, and it's inside. And are you a good person? And do you help others? Because the thing about money, and I really do believe this, that money is really good for the good it can do. There's a lot of bad that money does. And there's some people that think money is bad. They think they can't go make money, for different reasons. They feel that money's bad. Money's evil. It's evil for me to want to hustle for money. Well, it takes money. It takes money to support charities. It takes money to support a community. It takes money for a lot of things. We have a lot of homeless now. It takes money for food pantries. Everything costs money. And so it's all about what you do with the money, not necessarily about making money. And I think that sometimes we don't really talk about that because I'm always going to chase to make money because I realize that I can do a lot of good with money. I can help a lot of people. I can hire a lot of people when I have businesses. And I can make a difference, and I can have a great work environment for my people so that they have the freedom that way they come to work because they want to be there and be a part of something because it's about culture. And I just think that, we just need to really evaluate what we're doing with our money because remember, you may make $100,000 a year, but you're probably paying $30,000 back in taxes. So now you're making $70,000. And we don't think like this. Like if an item is $10, you actually had to make $13 to pay for that item because of your 30% tax rate or whatever tax rate you're in. And so I don't think we really think like that. So that item didn't cost $10. You had to work to make $13 to pay for it. And I just think that we need to see our money differently so it can show up differently. And I will tell you right now with credit card debt, I've got you some numbers. We're the highest we've been in a long time on credit card debt, $986 billion. So almost $1 trillion in credit card debt, which is 17% higher than last year. So jobs are good. The job right now, unemployment's very low. And so people are working like crazy. But because of inflation and everything being higher, we can't even go eat, Rick and I, without spending $30, $40 for a meal with tip and all. It's just ridiculous. It is now for us. It used to be cheaper to eat out. Now it's becoming cheaper to eat at home. So that's kind of interesting. But those numbers are according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. 83% of Americans have one credit card. And the average credit card debt, according to USA Today, is $7,951. And the Federal Reserve says that homeowners' net worth is 40 times higher than renters. And that is why I tell everyone, you got to buy a house. Buy a duplex. If you're worried right now about interest rates, listen, you're not buying the rate. Just look at this. You're buying the house and you're going to just pay a little more money for that house until rates start coming down. And they will. It's a cycle and we've gone up. We're probably going to go up a little more before the end of the year. But you cannot focus on that because that rent money, you're just throwing your money away. And I'm a landlord and I love renters. But I want you to build your net worth. And homeowners' net worth are higher than renters, of course, because every time they make the payment, even if they're struggling to make the payment, a portion of that payment goes towards the principal of that house. They are building equity in that home. And that's why I push home ownership. I want you to be a homeowner. It's important. And don't not do it just because of the rates. Jump in. I promise you, I've bought real estate every year for the last 35 years. And it's all about when you buy it, make sure you're not way overpaying. But I promise you, if you're going to live in it and you're going to make payments, don't worry about a 7% interest rate. It doesn't matter, because in a couple of years, we'll probably be back down to 5. But what you need to worry about is finding you a home and quit throwing your money away in rent. 65.8% of the U.S. live in a home that they own. I'd love to see that be 100%. Over 70% of U.S. homeowners are 45 years old or older. The median age of homeowners is 56. And renters, it's 39. The median age for a renter is 39. And net worth of a homeowner compared to a renter, a homeowner's net worth is $225,000. A renter is $63,000. So you guys, no doubt, you want to get into home ownership. It's because of home ownership that I am where I'm at today, as far as my net worth, as far as how I learned about home ownership. I bought my first house. I was just there yesterday. Had a 9-year tenant just move out and left it not too pretty, but that's okay. I'll fix it. They paid for it 3 times what I paid. So I can deal with it. I paid $35,000 for that house in 1988. The home is now worth about $300,000 after I spend about $25,000 in the next few weeks to get it back up and going. But it's stuff like that you need to understand. Like, I will tell you, when I bought it and paid $35,000, I second guessed. It was 1988. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so expensive. And then look today. I just wanted to remind you of that, because if you buy and hold, it doesn't matter. And the market has gone from, we've had high interest rates to low, to high to low. I mean, it's a cycle. So just make a decision, find you a property. And yes, because of interest rates, it will make your payment higher, and you may not be able to afford as much of a home as you would like. And you know what? It's called delayed gratification, especially if you've never owned a home. Your first home is not going to be a mansion. It's okay. Listen, work on your net worth. This is about your future self. It's about being able to decide today on your financial future self, because that will help you with your net worth. That will help you to have some assets. Because if you're a renter, you have no assets, and your car's not an asset. It's going down every day in value. And that's what we're all about here. We are the simple approach to financial freedom. And I want every American should be able to be financially free. It is a matter of controlling your expenses, not spending on stuff that really doesn't matter. Ask the question, is this a want or is this a need? And when you're younger, now more than ever, it is important at your 20s and 30s that you're saving money and not spending and being a consumer. Because consumerism will eat you alive, and it will cost you to work in your 50s, 60s, and 70s. I've watched it. And you think that, oh my gosh, I got plenty of time. I remember when I was in my 20s, I thought, oh my goodness, why worry about retirement? But I'm so glad I did, because if I would have spent all my money and done nothing but that consistent monthly investment into my Vanguard S&P 500, I still would have been a millionaire. Because over time and the compounding, it will happen for you too. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my channel. Y'all know this is my passion project. I do this not for money, but to pay it forward, because I've been blessed. So I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe. And if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, it's once a month. I promise I won't bombard you. Just sign up for it, and we'll once a month send you a newsletter. All right. I'll see you soon. See ya.